good, y'all? Part G in a building, man. DJ B. Nah, just kidding. Going ahead and telling you guys real quick. Trying not to make it more than about 10 to 15 minutes. But I just wanted to make this video. Cookie butter shake from Zaxby's is great, but I got a lot right back in on my diet starting tomorrow. Anyway, I just wanted to hear right now, say for my wrestling fans, man, I just wanted to get my last. I feel like I haven't had a dedicated, like I was doing reviews and stuff like that on how Saturday's main event went for John Cena's retirement match. But I feel like I didn't do a traditional, like, thank you Cena type video to give my appreciation. I did it a little bit in the video, but it was a long video. So it wasn't even till like that end, you know what I'm saying? So to do a more traditional video, just dedicated. I dedicate. I was need. You say it's guaranteed. I dedicate. This video to John Cena. Anyway, if he ever sees this, that'd be hard to fuck. Anyway, let me talk, right? I almost said let me talk to you. No LA Knight. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to y'all for a second, man. I just want to say, like I said before, and I gotta say it again because my videos don't get seen enough for me to not repeat myself, so that's the good thing. So I can't actually have all the luxury in the world to repeat myself. But anyway, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna cry. Anyway, I already did enough tear crying. Anyway, thank you to John Cena, obviously, for what he's done for kids like me, you know what I'm saying, that looked up to him. Was my first favorite wrestler. He was the type of guy that I never wanted to lose. That's how much love I had for him. I never wanted him to lose when I was a kid during that 2011, 2012 time. And it was just dope seeing him in his career battling different people, you know, especially when I got older and got back into wrestling, like in that 16. I was like, well, I got back into wrestling like 13, 14, but around that 15, 16 time, I started watching back certain feuds. And it was like the stuff he did with Randy Orton and stuff. Because, you know, as a kid, you don't really remember the feud. You kind of remember moments. You don't remember like the whole feud. But when you kind of older, you start actually remember, like, oh, I remember this promo and this thing and that thing. So that being said, it was dope seeing the stuff he did with Randy Orton. To me, I always said this. His most iconic rival, I would say, is Randy Orton. His biggest rival is The Rock because of the name value in the box office. But I think the best rival, like best in terms of quality, and you can argue Edge. I'm completely fine with that. But I would personally say CM Punk. I think that I enjoyed their feud the most. I thought they produced... sorry that my face is fat as fuck. I'm working on slimming that bitch down tomorrow. Anyway, I think that him and CM Punk did a lot of great work. And I think there's nobody that challenged John Cena better on the microphone than CM Punk. I would say that he had the best series of matches with AJ Styles for sure. I don't think he had a better series of matches than with AJ Styles. Because obviously the greatest ones he had with Punk was Money in the Bank 2011. And I think it was like a Monday Night Raw. It was like 2013, I think it was. That was leading into WrestleMania that year. WrestleMania 29. So that was great. But every match he had with AJ Styles, whether it was the Money in the Bank match, was really good. And then I would like to say the 5-star quality matches that he had, not only at SummerSlam 2016, not only at Royal Rumble 2017, where he won the 16-time World Championship with the title Ric Flair, but after he became 17-time World Champion this year with the Crown Jewel match. All of those matches were, or three out of the 5 matches they had were like 5-star goddamn classics, man. And all for different reasons too. That's what's great about it. It was all for different reasons and all for different moments. First one was really getting AJ over, cementing him as a, you know, top guy because he beat John Cena. The second, like, I felt 5-star match they had at Royal Rumble was the one that obviously solidified Cena as a 16-time World Champion. And the third 5-star match they had was a love letter to wrestling. Like, it was dope that they all had different meanings. And that's usually how you can get away with having rematches, is you have matches that have a lot of, you give the matches different meanings to them. Like, they don't mean the same thing, even though it's with the same people. Like, that's what I love about wrestling, is when you can have the two people wrestle over and over again, but each time it means something completely different. Like, I love when you can actually do that. So anyway, like I said, going back to Punk, best rival, because I feel like he challenged. John Cena is one of the greatest on the microphone of all time. So I felt Punk did the best job, I feel, of any other superstar of challenging him, because no one ever said that, like, oh, John Cena buried Punk on the microphone. Like, that's never happened, because CM Punk was like, just as good on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? As far as like he was able to provide quality entertainment. He was able to provide, the good valid arguments and the quick comebacks and the insults and the trash talking like Cena does. He's really good at that as well. And so I think that really leveled up their competition, whether it was their contract signing, their infamous contract signing that they did on that one segment, or whether it be the promo they did where Punk called him you're no longer the Boston Red Sox are no longer the underdogs, you're what you hate, the New York Yankees. A lot of memorable promos between these guys. Cena in the retirement tour with Cena doing the reverse pipe bomb, and then Punk coming out there with Thugonomics. Like, all of these were very memorable moments, and no surprise that the best feud that he had this year in his retirement tour easily was the CM Punk feud. So yeah, but anyway, shout out to John Cena, not only what he did throughout his 25-year career, 23 in the WWE, I think, but 25-year career as a whole. Shout out to what he's done, not only for the business, but what he's like done for people like me, you know what I'm saying, like who loved him even when I grew up and got older, still loved John Cena and still loved his promos. He even, brought up AJ Styles' mic game, which is really cool. Like, he brought up AJ Styles' promo skills during their feud, which was really dope to see because we know how phenomenal AJ is. So, imagine you can get a guy who's already that great, that much better on the microphone. Like, that was freaking great. But hopefully, and he is obviously signed to an ambassador role in the WWE, so hopefully he can continue to shape the future and help the younger talent. And I'm glad that he made his retirement match showcasing that with Obafemi, who, I mean, they could call him up to the main roster right now. I have no problem with him being at a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, call him up to SmackDown because they need some new faces. Imagine Obafemi and Jacob Fatu. Bro, match it harder than 100 back and get you through a round appeal. But anyway, recapping his retirement tour, I gave it like a 6 out of 10. Maybe the only thing that would bring it up from a 6 out of 10 to like a 6.5 of the retirement tour is the match he had with Dominic and AJ Styles. I just thought the one he had with Dominic in Survivor Series was so fun. And the stuff he did with AJ Styles obviously was great, even though they didn't even have a feud. It was a great match. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 outrated again, It was great. But that's the only thing that to me would maybe bring it up a half a point. But it might go right back down because of how they ended it. But yeah, a very meh retirement tour. I think they probably should have. I think they would have been better off keeping him babyface the entire time, just because at this point in his career, there's no reason for him to be a heel because he's so naturally a good guy. Or it's the fan. I mean, I've always known it, but the fans have grown to really take to him authentic, his most authentic, as a good guy rather than as a bad guy. That's why it was like, even though the promos had some good lines and content to it, it just was hard to make it come off believable because we were at a point where the fans didn't want to boo him. Like, hence why at WrestleMania 41, where Cody got booed, because it was nothing against Cody. They just really wanted to see Cena, break that record. Because not only do they want to see the GOAT break the record, but they also want to see, him not only break the record, but they know it's his last chance to do it. Right? It's his last year, so like, all those things combined, it just was not going to look good for anybody going against Cody, which is why I love the fact that his last opponent was Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Now, how it ended. Now, I was one of those people that did kind of feel like the only way it was going to end was either if we had the dreaded result that we ended up getting, which was having Gunther tap him out, because that would obviously put Gunther in a position where not only is he bigger and better, but also legitimizes and makes him more credible because he set out to do it and he did it. Like, that's what makes a heel over, is when he actually can deliver on what he said he was going to do. He can get away with failing to do that at times, but when he does it, like, he got to really make an impact, unlike how they're doing with Drew and making him a legitimate heel by, not making him WWE champion. Anyway, great. It was a really good match. I didn't like the ending of, Cena smiley tap out. It's like an image that now haunts me and I can't get out of my head. But it's funny because when he tapped, he not only did a light tap, it wasn't even it was like a, and then when he got released from the choke, he went, like, it was like just a, Like he was so dramatic with it. He wasn't even like usually you would sell like a tapped out, and then you like you sell the throat like you hurt. My boy Cena went and then went like just the dramatic like, oh, I've done the deal. But anyway, reportedly some people are saying that Cena chose to have it in that way, which respect to him. The logic I'm sure he was thinking was not only putting over the next generation, but and obviously for that time it's gonna get Gunther over as a mega heel. But I also feel like it was a situation of he probably thought the best way to get this guy over is not losing to him. The best way to get him over would be to make the guy who has been marketing Never Give Up his entire run as like the top guy and making him give up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's happening is you gave up. So yeah, I don't agree with that decision. Shout out to him if he did that. Shout out to him for wanting to get the new talent over, even though the matches were short on the card. It at least really got the audience behind, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, and Sol Ruka, and Obafemi, and they got to see what these guys can do and how like there's a lot of good stuff that's for the future. So even though Cena's out now, it's dope to see that there's still a lot of great potential in the future. And like I said, he signed the ambassador role, I think, for like 5 years or whatever. So he's still going to be a part of the WWE in some way, shape, or form. And I really do hope we, so like I said, backstage, behind the scenes, see him really help shape up this talent. Because there's a lot of potential talent out there, and you really only saw a glimpse of it on his retirement, or the show he retired on, the Saturday Night's Main Event that he retired on. So that being said, though, love John Cena, like I said, and what he done is great. It was great to go back and see his great matches and great moments, whether that be the match with Umaga at the Royal Rumble, whether that be the match he had, I think it was the Raw after WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels. That was great. Like, you being able to see those matches that I was like 2 years old when they happened or whatever. It was dope seeing those matches. Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way at Backlash with him, Edge, Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton. Like, just a lot of great classic Cena matches, which is like, you know what? Not too shabby for a guy they said couldn't wrestle. But anyway, other things I would probably say before I get out of here is the fact that, like, I was looking at some videos on TikTok, I was scrolling, and obviously it's going to be filled with John Cena retiring because, that's the hot topic. But anyway, it was cool seeing a video where, like, he basically had moved this family who, like, I think the kid's mom was, like, she had cancer or whatever, and, like, Cena's Never Give Up, like, got her through that and stuff like that because her kid said, hey, John Cena says never give up and all that type of stuff. So he was a motivation to the kid, and he used that as motivation to encourage his mom and all that good stuff. And to see them hug and embrace and stuff was just a very cool moment. Obviously, we know Cena has granted the most Make-A-Wishes than anybody in history, not like an athlete, not like relegated to, the athlete or the most granted Make-A-Wishes from an athlete or anything like that. Like, it's just the most granted Make-A-Wish of all time. You know what I'm saying? So dope to see, like, just his heart being pure. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long way for a lot of people, that he's actually a really good guy in person. But it's just also one of those situations of, like, and it's funny because I saw that and I was like, you made this guy tap. The man who encouraged millions of kids around the world, especially the ones that was in hospitals or they had a relative in the hospital, they used Cena as motivation, and you have that guy tap. But anyway, like, part of people saying I seen an idea or whatever. But anyway, it's just one of those situations where, like I said, not a fan of the finish of the last match, but I'm one of those people that can live with it. Like, I can live with not liking it. I was one of those people that felt that Cody Rhodes should have won at WrestleMania 39, but I'm glad that we still got a big, massive moment at WrestleMania 40. Even though I preferred it at 39, I could live with the fact that they did it at 40 because it was still a big, magical moment. And I think it's the same here. I'm honestly not one of these people that's like, oh, F Triple H or F Gunther or whatever. Because at the end of the day, I love what Gunther's been doing, bro. And the fact that he tapped him out, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the decision, but I loved how much this does for Gunther. Like, if you're truly a wrestling fan, you want to see what's great. You want to see great for every single talent. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just see great for the people you like. You want to see great for talent so that they can improve. You know what I'm saying? You want to see great for talent like a Carmelo Hayes, who's been getting himself over as of recently. You want to see the best for, like I say, Gunther, who has been dominating, to his credit, man. So hopefully Gunther just continues to succeed, and he obviously gives great matches, and that was the great opponent to put him with it as the last opponent, because like I said in my last video, you knew he was gonna get booed. Like you knew whoever was going against Cena was either gonna get booed or they were gonna heavily not be it was gonna be very obvious that they were not the favorite, and you didn't want that. So anybody going against Cena was gonna get booed. So that's why I had absolutely no problem with it being Gunther. Sorry, we're going on 20 minutes. I can never live up to my promises. But yeah, so I just hope that Gunther gets the and I don't know if they're gonna go on like a whole he retires a bunch of legends, which part of that seems like a really cool idea, right? He retired Goldberg and John in the same year, and now he could end up retiring Brock and retiring AJ Styles. Part of me is intrigued by that because he does have the legitimacy to do that, but as like a almost legend killer vibe. But part of me also is like, I would love to see other talent benefit from these people's retirements, not just Gunther. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when you give Gunther all the retirements, it's almost like we're putting all our eggs in one basket and we're trying to have this one guy, be the guy. But at the end of the day, Gunther is never going to be the guy. Like, we know they want that to be Braun Breaker. So that's the only thing with me that's kind of like, well, we can't put too much of our eggs in one basket because at the end of the day, y'all trying to make Braun Breaker the face of the company. So he gonna have to be somebody that's retiring these people, you know what I'm saying? And also he's, obviously younger and all this other good stuff. So it's kind of, to me, making a limbo sense to give the retirements to the guy who's actually gonna be like the face of the company rather than somebody who is just gonna, let's be honest, be a mainstay top heel. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he doesn't need credibility, but I'm saying I would hope one of these retirements go to like a Braun Breaker just because this is the guy we're actually shaping the future around. That's going to be like the center of the whole company, not just a top guy that's going to be a part of it. But that's my opinion. But Gunther, we do feel is probably going to get the Raw after WrestleMania 33 when Roman was getting booed for like 10 straight minutes. We're expecting similar, if not same heat tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? And it does make Monday Night Raw tomorrow must see. So I gotta give credit where credit's due. It does make Monday Night Raw tomorrow must see. Not only does Punk have to address Braun Breaker, but Gunther's gonna go out there and probably say what he has to say. Instead of saying where Roman said I'm the big dog, now we'll probably hear Gunther be like, I am the ring general. And then he's gonna go out there and that's it. But anyway, it does get massive heat for Gunther, and I'm probably thinking, like I said, to myself, I'm thinking like maybe they was thinking to themselves like, well, the maximum heat is not just beating John, but making him tap out. Like that's how we maximize how much heat he can get. So maybe that was the thought process behind it, whether it was a Cena decision or not. I'm thinking that was the thought process behind it, and I wish more of the heat would have gone on Gunther, because let's be honest, most of the heat went on Triple H. Like, they were booing him because they know he makes the decisions on how things go. So they were booing more Triple H than they were the heel they're actually trying to prop up. So that's the only thing that's a little muddy to me, is because we know Triple H loves to go out there on the big PLEs and talk to the people. And I'm like, all right, you got done broken up your reputation doing that, man. I don't know if they're going to be pleased with you next time you want to come out there and say something on the show, But, it is what it is. I just think he kind of tampered with his reputation with that. But anyway, Gunther was obviously getting boos as he was leaving the arena as well. I saw that. Them saying F him and all this other stuff, which we can expect. I mean, we know fans aren't going to do anything, but they will talk. Back then, they would, they really was doing stuff like stabbing and all this other stuff, but we know mostly now they just going, they going to hate, of course, like, duh. But I was on a feel that I would have definitely seen, I had 3-1 on predictions of this Saturday's main event. I predicted the first 3 matches correctly, but the last one I did get wrong, because I'm not shocked that Cena put Gunther over, but because it was trying to make the never give up guy tap out, and I really didn't think he was going to tap out, I really thought we were going to get John winning here, because I was like, well, he doesn't give up and all this other stuff. And I know some people say, it's kind of full circle and poetic, but I don't buy into that bullshit. Like I said in my last video, pussies. But anyway, if there's anything else I want to say about John Cena, just thank you for being, thank you for doing wrestling, even though it wasn't even initially your plan. Thank you for all the people who got him to do wrestling, whether that was his friends that encouraged him to get into it, from Stephanie listening to the back of the bus and encouraging him to do his rapping on the bus and all that stuff, and just giving us a great career and a great human being that got put on a platform, and ultimately a great legend, man. He's not obviously without his mistakes, but We love and appreciate John Cena for his service, man. We put the 3-second tan up right there, man. We get the salute. And see you in your next ventures. You know, we know he's going to crush it in Hollywood and all that good stuff. He's been doing great with his role as Peacemaker as of lately. And yeah, man, hit that You Can't See Me and everything like that. It would have been dope if he would have got a retirement speech because he's the greatest at talking. But I'm guessing the reason why, I'm not saying this is the reason why I didn't do it, but my thought process is like, I bet you they're going to save all his talking for his Hall of Fame speech. That's probably why they didn't do it here, because they're like, well, we're going to put him in the Hall of Fame like sooner rather than later, so that's when he can get all his words out. So, which is going to be ironically or not ironically, it's going to be a Hall of Famer Hall of Fame speech. Like, it's going to be like a Hall of Fame worthy Hall of Fame speech. Like, we'll put John Cena in the Hall of Fame, and then we're going to put his Hall of Fame speech in the Hall of Fame, and then he has to do a speech on why he had a Hall of Fame speech. But anyway, if you love John Cena, if you love me especially, hit that like button, man. Like, comment, subscribe as I get out of here. But ultimately, like I said, thank you, Cena, man. At the end of the day, we're going to say this is what's going to be the certified prodigy. Continue to come out with the videos and the bangers over and over again for you guys. And funny enough, I said it off camera. I said, you know, even when John Cena retires, like, the crazy thing about WWE is, bro, they move on quick. Like, now we're already thinking of what's going to happen on Monday. Like, we're not even thinking about, or we're thinking about John Cena, but it's crazy how it just moves on. Like, that's wrestling. It's not like a traditional TV show where you have to wait like months to see the next episode. Like, you're literally like, as soon as next week, we're going to see whatever plays out for the rest of the show. But anyway, love and appreciate all you guys. Hopefully y'all can continue to build this channel, and I will continue to deliver and do my thing and do it well to the best of my ability. See you on the next one. That's the vibe that DJ is on. You're going to like it as you hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your best friend, comment down below other videos you want me to react to or topics you want me to talk about, and I shall see y'all in the next one, man.